tonight, a federal judge says that she will intervene in a fight over SNAP benefits. We have the details. Plus, students on campus are wondering where they are going to find food once these benefits go away.
And Norman is in a frost advisory overnight tonight. How cold are we going to get? I'll let you know in the full forecast. This is OU Nightly.
As the government shutdown hits the 30-day mark, millions of Americans could go without food benefits. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Kariana Gamboa.
And I'm Reagan Garvin. Here's what we know. This Saturday, millions of Americans will lose their SNAP food assistance.
Plus, federal employees missed their first full paycheck.
And here in Oklahoma, thousands of state employees have been furloughed.
OU Nightly reporter Landon Thomas joins us live in the newsroom with the latest about SNAP benefit money. Landon, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Kariana, a federal judge in Boston says that she will intervene in the fight for SNAP food assistance money. Judge Indirna Talwani says that she is working to issue an emergency ordering the Trump administration to tap into emergency funds. She also says Congress has put money in an emergency fund for an emergency, and it's hard for her to understand how this isn't an emergency. Talwani says she will work quickly to issue her decision this evening. Back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, Landon. Oklahoma Human Services is planning to furlough nearly 6,000 Oklahomans as a result of the shutdown. News 9 is reporting furloughs will begin on November 2nd for employees making at least $50,000. DHS tells OU Nightly this is an extremely difficult decision, and we recognize the hardship it places on our staff. The furlough plan is structured to maximize limited resources while prioritizing the protection and engagement of frontline employees. Oklahoma Human Services says its mission is to provide services to the state's most vulnerable citizens, but says the shutdown has significantly impacted the agency's ability to fulfill that mission.
Also being affected by the shutdown, students and faculty on campus are wondering where they're going to get food once the November 1st deadline hits for SNAP benefits. OU Nightly reporter Emerson Mays has the details.
OU students and faculty won't get SNAP benefits in November due to the government shutdown, leaving many on campus unsure on how they're going to cover their groceries.
Honestly, I was a little upset. My mind was all over the place. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do once they cut it? I started looking at the link to see, because they roll over. So I was like, whatever leftover money, am I able to use that in November? I only get paid once a month. So from working concessions, so making sure I really budget.
On campus, the OU Food Pantry is preparing for what could be one of its busiest months yet. Royce Coleman, the OU Food Pantry student director, says they recognize that delays in SNAP benefits significantly impact students and other members of the community who rely on the assistance. They say they're committed to being a reliable resource during this time of uncertainty. The pantry is working with campus leadership and local partners to anticipate the higher demand. This is a tough time for many OU students, but organizations say they're stepping in to help. I'm Emerson Mays, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Emerson. And nationally, many furloughed employees are left without any source of income. Some are turning to creative ways to pay their bills. OU Nightly's Taylor Ann Barnes has the story.
Capitol Hill feels like a ghost town. The government has now been shut down for 30 days, and if it continues for another week, it will be the longest in U.S. history. More than 670,000 furloughed federal employees are feeling the effects. Some are turning to unemployment benefits or digging into savings accounts, while others are opening up hot dog stands.
In June, I decided that I had to do this. I wanted to deck everything out the way that I wanted to. And I went forth, I got the permits, and everything was set up before the shutdown.
Isaac Stein is a D.C. local and an IRS lawyer now furloughed by the government shutdown. What started as a childhood dream turned into a side project when he opened a hot dog stand in June. When the shutdown hit, that project became his full-time job.
I love connecting with people. I can't say enough how fun this is, just hanging out, chatting with people, hearing about their lives, what they're going through.
Stein loves his new job, and the people he meets say his story inspires them.
I think really it kind of comes back to the whole choice element, is like when you're sitting there and you're in this spot where you feel like you don't have a say and you don't have a choice, make the choice yourself.
As Congress debates and workers continue to be furloughed, Stein's story paints a picture of a city trying to stay afloat despite difficult times. I'm Taylor Ann Barnes with Gaylord News on Capitol Hill.
Thanks, Taylor. For more from Washington, you can follow OU Nightly and Gaylord News on Facebook and Instagram. Now, tossing to weather, it was pretty chilly this morning. I mean, when I walked out, it was like 30s, and I'm still wearing my jacket. But OU Nightly meteorologist Aiden, what can you tell us are we getting a break soon?
Well, Kariana, I felt the exact same way. I saw my breath while I was walking to class early this morning, and temperatures hit a minimum of 34 degrees here in Norman this morning. So it was right around that freezing point. Much of the state in the 30s this morning. And while now temperatures have warmed up into the 60s, it's gotten pretty sunny out there, and it doesn't feel too terrible, but it's going to get pretty chilly once again tonight. We are in a frost advisory until 9 a.m. tomorrow. That includes most of eastern Oklahoma up until the I-35 corridor. So that's something we are going to be tracking as we go into the overnight temperatures, and we'll give you the full breakdown of how cold it really is going to be across the state, as well as your Halloween forecast and when the next chance to warm up will be.
Thanks, Aiden. New tonight, the king is evicting Prince Andrew from the royal mansion. Jack Hancock has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
King Charles has begun the process of stripping Prince Andrew of his titles. The former prince will be kicked out of the royal mansion where he has lived since 2003. Earlier this month, it was announced that he would abdicate his titles following allegations of sexual assault and his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew continues to deny all allegations. President Donald Trump announces a potential cut on tariffs that he says were implemented to punish China for their ties to fentanyl production. According to the Associated Press, tariffs on Chinese goods could fall from 20 to 10%. In response, China has agreed to purchase 25 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans over the next 3 years. The president says a potential trade deal with China is, quote, close. President Trump asks the Pentagon to begin nuclear testing immediately. The United States hasn't tested nuclear weapons since 1992. Opponents view it as an escalation in global nuclear tensions. The Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty was created in 1996 and has been observed by almost all countries possessing nuclear weapons. The Russian government stated that the ban on testing is still in effect, but if other countries begin to test, they will as well. And Barcelona's Sagrada Familia Basilica is officially the world's tallest church, rising 534 feet above the city. Once finished, the tower will rise to 564 feet. Construction on the church began over 140 years ago and could be completed in the next decade. Kiriana, Reagan, back to you.
Thanks, Jack. Flu season is ramping up here in Oklahoma.
Coming up here, what simple steps you can take to keep campus healthy.
And OU is giving students an opportunity for them to talk about their mental health.
Hear what on-campus event is helping students take a mental health break next.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella!
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Many health officials are urging people to get their flu vaccinations this season before winter. OU Nightly reporter Dawson Wolf has the details.
Flu cases are on the rise all over the country and right here in Oklahoma. Now, health professionals are encouraging people to get the flu vaccine, but there's many things that you can do every day to limit your chances of getting the flu.
Especially stay away from anyone that has a cough. I just say no thanks. I'll stay away from that.
In early 2025, Oklahoma experienced a significant spike in flu cases to the point where the state was ranked #1 in the country in reported flu cases according to Walgreens Flu Index.
Since it's colder, you have a lot more indoor gatherings, a lot more people that are going to be around each other in closed settings like indoor rooms. So the best way to combat that, a couple different things, talking to your healthcare provider about an annual flu vaccination is going to go a long way into not only reducing your risk of an infection, but also reducing the likelihood of a more severe illness leading to a hospitalization or even death in some instances.
As flu season ramps up across Oklahoma, students are being urged to take extra precautions, from getting vaccinated to practicing good hygiene. These are simple steps that can help keep campus healthy.
Your hands are touching a lot of things. You're touching door handles, you're touching desks. The flu virus can actually be active and living on these surfaces. If you have the germs on your hands, you go to touch your eyes, your nose, your mouth without properly washing your hands with soap and water or using hand sanitizer, you're introducing the virus directly into your body.
Staying healthy this flu season starts by making smart choices, like washing your hands, staying away from those that might have flu-like symptoms, or even getting the flu vaccine. Reporting for OU Nightly, Dawson Wolf.
Thanks, Dawson. Flu shots are available around Norman at places like Walgreens and CVS.
As students at the University of Oklahoma make their way into the second half of the semester, Residence Life at OU is making sure students' mental health is okay. OU Housing and Food Residence Life is hosting Your Mental Health Fresh Check Day, a mental health promotion and suicide prevention event that gives students a chance to talk about their mental health.
So being here and just sort of normalizing talking about it's okay that things are not always going according to plan, like, you know, it's okay to be focused on how is your brain doing as well as your body and your academics.
For more information and future events, check out the OU Resident and Food Services social media pages and website. Halloween is less than 24 hours away, and some are ready to race out the door for some candy.
But before you head out, here's what Norman PD says you shouldn't leave your house without, coming up.
And with Halloween being tomorrow, are you going to need to rethink your costume with how chilly it's going to be? I'll let you know in the full forecast after the break.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. We're so happy to have you here today. It's pretty chilly out there, and it has been for a couple of days, but it looks sunny. Our campus cam right now, lots of green trees, so not looking too much like fall, but it feels like fall with that 63-degree temperature out there. Winds are pretty calm, though. We're pretty dry with our humidity as well, so nothing too much to worry about today after we warmed up from those cold temperatures. But overnight tonight, we're going to get chilly once again. We're in a frost advisory until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning up until the I-35 corridor, so most of eastern Oklahoma is going to be impacted by this. And how cold is it going to be? Well, pretty similar. We're going to get just about to 40 degrees tonight. So most of the state seeing that. Off to the west, we see some 30s and 29 degrees in Guymon tonight. So pretty chilly out there. It's going to feel very cold. You're going to have to turn your heat on possibly with that for sure. But over into tomorrow, what you're going to expect, well, it's going to be cold overnight. So it's going to take some time to get us back up to the 60s for highs, around 65 in the afternoon. But as you're leaving for class tomorrow, 45 degrees at 9 a.m. You're definitely going to want a jacket. I bundled up this morning and I'm going to do it again tomorrow. So make sure you are as well to make sure you're staying warm. But we get into Halloween. That's tomorrow. So if you're headed out for the trick-or-treating time with maybe some younger children, well, 65 around 4 o'clock. And if you're going out later in the afternoon, maybe you've got a Halloween party or other plans with your friends, we're going to be dipping into the 50s by later in the evening. The good news is we should be dry. It's not going to be too windy, but with your costume, definitely keep that in mind because it could be chilly if you're out there pretty late. But we also have daylight saving time this weekend. So after Halloween, we gain an hour of sleep. That's the good news. So we fall back on Saturday night at 2 a.m. So right now our sunrise is at 7:50 or so, and we let the sun set around 6:30. But as we go into the weekend, it's going to be a pretty different story. The sun's going to be coming up before some people are waking up in the morning, and that sunset at 5:30. So it's going to be getting dark much earlier. But I've been talking about how it's going to be chilly. But in the next couple of days, we are going to see some warmer temperatures. This red does not mean it's going to be hot, but it's going to be above average with our temperatures. Here's how it's looking on the 7-day forecast. Well, we see the 60s continue into this weekend. We've got another cold front coming through, so we're going to stay in the 60s for a while. But as we head into next week, we're seeing 70s on the 7-day again, which is a little different. It's been cold, guys. I kind of like it to stay cold, but with Halloween, are you guys the kind of people that put up the Christmas tree right after on November 1st, or what do we feel about that?
I don't. I celebrate Halloween and then I keep them up after.
Oh, you like the Halloween decorations. Okay.
I'm a Christmas girl for sure.
Same. Me too.
All right.
Love it.
Well, thank you, Aiden. With Halloween being tomorrow, Norman Police Department released a statement about trick-or-treating safety tips. They are recommending people stay in familiar areas and neighborhoods. Children should be accompanied by an adult, and people should carry a flashlight or glow stick. For people in cars, they are recommending to slow down, stay alert, and avoid distractions in neighborhoods. They say to be extra cautious in poorly lit areas, and if you're celebrating, plan ahead and have a designated driver. The police department also says the recommended trick-or-treating hours in Norman are between 6 to 9 p.m.
Thanks, Reagan. With spooky season approaching, one former Sooner had a scare last night in the NBA.
And why Minnesota will be having nightmares about another OU great.
Plus, the latest on who's in and who's out when the Sooners try to tackle Rocky Top. Plus, a highly anticipated freshman makes her debut in the Crimson and Cream. Hear how it went up next in sports.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savebythescan.org.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Hello, I'm Michael Thompson, and it's time for sports. Jenny Baranczyk's squad saw their season end in the Sweet 16 last year, but after adding the nation's best high school prospect, could they be Elite 8? OU Nightly sports reporter Kevin Daniel has more from Wednesday night's exhibition.
Well, Wednesday gave the Sooner faithful their first chance to catch a glimpse of freshman phenom Aaliyah Chavez against Oklahoma Christian. The fast break, powerful for the Sooners in this one. Chavez grabs the rebound, puts it back up for her first Sooners bucket, gets the lead to 11-0. Staying in that first half, a loose ball makes it a bit of a fire drill offensively for OU, but hey, that's no problem for Chavez. Wide open in the corner, drills the three, extends the lead to 33. Now, if you want to talk about star power, how about Sahara Williams, who led the team with 18 points? This one in the third, she's going to drop the defender with the behind the back and nail the three. Sooners win 106-41.
Well, it may have only been an exhibition tune-up game for the Sooners. It was the freshmen who impressed in their first showing with the Crimson Cream, namely Aaliyah Chavez, who racked up 15 points. But to head coach Jenny Baranczyk, it's all about building chemistry.
I thought our freshmen just did a great job. I thought they all kind of settled into the game as the game went on. Our leadership, like I've said for a long time, has been really, really good. So our chemistry is going to build a little faster than maybe it should because of that.
And as a freshman, that's what you want. That's what you need, especially early in the season. You need them to feel good, see the floor, get experience. Like Jenny says, that's the best teacher. And just needing them to be confident. So I was just happy. I was genuinely happy with how everyone played. Anyone who got in, they did what they were supposed to do. And obviously some things to fix, but they held their own. So I'm proud of them.
The Sooners will open their season on Monday, November 3rd against Belmont. From the Lloyd Noble Center, Kevin Daniel, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, how about some Sooners in the NBA? Hawks guard Trae Young gets tackled by his teammate here, nearly ending his season. Young left the game with a right knee sprain, but luckily no damage to his ACL. And over in the Twin Cities, Austin Reeves is looking like a twin himself, playing the role of Luka Doncic. Career-high 16 assists last night, including this full-court dime to Jake LaRavia. What a pass. Last possession, the Lakers need a hero. He knew what to do. Put Rudy Gobert in the pick and roll, floater up, all nylon. Lakers get the 116-115 win over the Timberwolves. And an already rocky start for OU football's offense, as offensive linemen Logan Howland and Derek Simmons are both listed on the injury report. Plus, standout defenders Gentry Williams and Kobe McKenzie are listed as questionable as the Sooners head to Knoxville. Reagan, Cariana.
Thanks, Michael. And an award-winning Netflix show is back after 2.5 years.
When we come back, we'll take a look at its newly released trailer.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Worker at the OU Nightly Update desk. With SNAP benefits expiring in a little over a day, local food pantries are in need of donations from the public. I spoke with OU Food Pantry and the Alameda Church Food Distribution Center, and they both say they are currently in need of peanut butter along with canned fruits and veggies. Kariana, Reagan, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sutton. Turning to the big screen, the Stranger Things Season 5 trailer is finally here. Take a look.
Fine, Vecna. We end this once and for all, together.
Now, this will be the final season of the Netflix show after almost a decade.
Phase 1 of Season 5 comes out on November 26th, with Phase 2 releasing on Christmas, and the series finale will stream New Year's Eve.
I personally can't wait. I know that they're going to release the first 5 minutes of the show on November 6th, so I'll be looking out for that.
I know, same. I just started re-watching the show with my boyfriend to prepare, so I'm going to be ready.
I'm going to start in November.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, they are releasing the finale in the theaters, so are you going to go there or just chill at home watching?
Ooh, I might have to go to the
theater. I
theater.
didn't know it was in theaters, but I wish they were releasing it now, guys. It's kind of like Halloween spooky season. Like, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, let's all keep each other updated. Yeah. And thank you guys, and thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Kariana Gamboa.
And I'm Reagan Garvin. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.